All right, everyone. So the next one we're going to talk about, the next section that we're bridging to is break and break out. Okay. Again, we're talking numbers 47 through, 37 through 42. Okay, actually 43. And there is another Paawas that's in that series, and this is Paawas number 6, right? Which is this motion. So if I'm here, I'm overflowing my body in the opposite direction, doing a check and capture, which you'll see in a lot of techniques that we do, right? Such as in break and break out, if we follow the format of the fencing line, and I punch in, he checks, and he comes to attack. There's my Paawas here, right? That's one aspect. We follow fencing line again, right? Entering there, going straight to the breakout, using my crash, where I'll utilize a Watique instead of a straight angle 1. I could use just an angle 1, right? If I use an angle 1, I'm going to kind of punch upward, or I could use a Watique and then overflow to the next motion. Does that make sense? So this is where you'll see it in that regards. Now, what about the first one in high, low, high, right? In your fencing line, as I punch in, there's my overflow here, my deflection. It's subtly different. Boom, there's my overflow, right? Which I could utilize it as a Punu strike. All right, guys, when you do break and break out, by the way, little side note, when you're doing break and break out, don't just do this. Make your training partner move, but have control. Do it right. Right? Make them move. Right? Obviously, don't clock them one. Right? Wear safety eyewear if you feel there is a possibility of that happening, but please use caution, be careful, use control. Okay? Now back to break and break out. Some of the newer schools of training is using your angle 1 and 2. Right? When you do the 1 and 2, yeah, again, there's my entry. On the 1 and 2, there's my Paawas again on the entry to the breakout. Breakout moving on the outside line, breaking in, moving towards the inside line. Does that make sense so far?